Sweet.
Hi, everybody. I'm joined here by Mika or Micah. I've heard it two ways.
Micah.
Micah. Hi, Micah. Thank you for joining me, and thank you everybody that's in the chat. Thank you. Micah is the founder of CAIT, and he was kind enough to sponsor one of the things that I did, the Our Planet Aether Generator Helper tool. So you might have seen his logo up there where you can check the balance of the project. And I had a lot of questions for him because it's a pretty interesting project with a lot of facets going on. And I thought, let's invite Micah over and have him talk about it a bit and see what it's all about. And I got some K tokens as well, so maybe we can put them to use later. So,
Sounds good.
how did it all start?
So, me and about two other people started on the Ethereum sidechain known as Fuse as a layer two. And we had created a token, we had started doing stuff, and then they made some major changes to their swap platform, which basically delisted any non non mainstream token. So like they had like Chainlink and MontraDAO and a bunch of other tokens on there. And so we were like, okay, well, we'll just bridge over to Ethereum and start there. And turns out that they also turned off the bridge for us. So we ended up we ended up just going, all right, well, I was getting into Atomic Hub and I was like, all right, this is really cool. Let's jump onto Wax.
Yeah, Wax is
And I think
pretty amazing.
I think the next day was like the day after this all happened. Our Planet did their first rig drop, and I was like, sure. And so it kind of all evolved from just a bad situation into a really good one, and we wanted to make basically a community art fund, and that ends up being like a collaboration of Our Planet, Alien Worlds, a bunch of new up and coming projects that we basically buy in early on and then either help promote or just you know enjoy, right? Like some of the bigger ones we don't really
Yeah.
need to do much. Others are like, all right, they're just they're a new creator on Wax and they want to start up. Let's see if we can help them, right? And that's kind of the general idea.
And where did that came from? Because you talked about how you got to the Wax blockchain, but how did the whole idea behind Kate get started? What was like the initial spark that thought I need to do this?
So I think for the most part, it was just like there's been a lot of projects and crypto platforms that haven't really considered the normal everyday user. And I was like, well, what if we're able to combine both the high end collecting and I guess long term investing side of it and also the normal users? So one of the first steps was when all the aliens world stuff was so cheap, we just bought a bunch and then just handed it out to like anybody who wanted to come and join. So we had a bunch, we probably have like almost 100 people that joined just by like, hey, we're going to give a free loadout for you and you can go out there and start mining. And
Cool.
that's kind of like, we just wanted to basically reduce the barrier to entry for a lot of new people. And so um, from there, yeah, it's kind of just taken off. So
So what is the goal behind Kate? Because you talk like making it for the common person, but I've seen a lot of financial details. When I looked into it, it's like, okay, this is like the backing rate of the token and like the
mhm.
security. It's like backed by Wax, and it has like a rate that it cannot go below. And there is so much stuff behind it. It's like that's not something that happened overnight. So what was
No.
the goal? Was it more a financially driven thing or
So the token itself, I wanted it to be I wanted to be basically non-volatile. So we pegged it to Wax, but we didn't want it to be a stable coin because that's just boring, right? So if you make it a stable coin and you're like, well, one of these is worth zero point zero 0.04 Wax, that's no fun for anybody. So we were like, okay, well, what's the next best option? So we were like, well, let's just make a price floor so that it doesn't there's not really a big chance of, I guess, people getting screwed, as I've seen in other projects. So it's like the idea is that when you get CAIT tokens, you can always sell them back for 0.04 wax at any time. And we do that by having our smart contract up. So basically you can send any CAIT to CAIT token wax, and then that gives you the equivalent amount of wax back. So there's always an out, and that's backed by the reserve that we have. So basically we're trying to make it educational, gamify it a bit, and we're a nonprofit. So we're not making any, like, we're not doing this to make money. We're doing this to basically build a community, if that makes sense.
So the backing, is that for the total supply of CAIT?
Yes. Yeah. So at full mint, we'll have 1 million wax in reserve. That's the goal.
That's pretty awesome. So no dilution, no ratios. It's just 1-to-1. It's for
Yeah.
every CAIT out there. If you want it, you could just redeem it for that floor price.
Exactly. Yep.
That's
the
pretty
plan.
cool.
And if the market takes off, then the market takes off. And if not, then well, there's always the backup plan for everybody. So
Yeah. So you talked about our planet and alien worlds. I think we should go over some of the stuff that you did. But let's say I get some CAIT. What do I do with it? What happens to it? What are my options?
So right now, the best option is we have 3 liquidity provider pools on Alcor, and those are Dust CAIT, Wax CAIT, and TLM CAIT. And basically, we try our best to target like 100% APY on the rewards. So basically, getting people to learn how to provide liquidity, provide all this stuff, and actually get rewarded for it. We do that so that basically, like I said, with the back reserve, there's not as much risk. It's not very volatile because we're using basically 3 pretty common tokens on the platform right now. And we just target 100% every week, and we just readjust the rewards as need be.
So I was pulling up Alcor at the same time. How does the reward system work? Just by staking your liquidity into the pool?
No, so you actually hold on to your own liquidity. All you have to do is basically, there's a contract. Oh man, I should really just send this over to you real quick.
Yeah, sure.
There's a address. Yeah, let me find it real quick.
Because I have some CAIT here. And let me also pull up Atomic Hub. What was the collection name?
The collection name is Good News Coin.
Ah, yeah. Where did that came from?
So long story short, that was the original name of our token on Fuse, and my podcast that I was doing at the time was called the Good News Podcast. So we just kind of integrated that. It was originally for just dropping NFTs for the podcast, and then it became our main CAIT one, and we've applied for some other ones. So we're just waiting to hear back on those.
Ah, okay. Because I can imagine, like, people see the name CAIT everywhere. They go to Atomic Hub, type it in, and can't find it. So it might be.
We're working on that.
Yeah. Let me see. Send something over.
Yeah.
Boom.
So right now, it's currently still that you have to go to Blocks and sign up for the rewards, but we are working on getting that all built into our website, which should be coming by launch.
Okay.
So.
Maybe in the meantime, I need to put up like kate.naw.io where you can just sign in and click a button.
That would be cool.
Let me just promise you that I'll do that soon.
Okay.
Right? That might help in a minute. Okay, so I have CAIT tokens. I go here.
Yeah.
Now what?
Yep.
I put in my wallet address.
Yep. You just enter your wallet address, hit
Yep.
submit, and you would be signed up for rewards.
Let me submit transaction. Approve. Already registered. Ah, yeah. Because I already did that. Okay.
Yeah, but that's the process. And then whenever you have like Dust K, TLM CAIT, or Wax CAIT in your wallet, so once you provide the liquidity, you'll get dropped a proportional amount of CAIT every 3 hours.
Right.
So
what
if
I
you've
need,
already been.
Yeah, so what I need to do is actually put my CAIT into a liquidity pool,
Yep.
right? So
Yep.
I go here and I need to pull out some first because I don't have enough wax. Let me get, I need like 400 extra, so let me pull out some wax. And so I say provide liquidity. Boom. Alcohol RAM swap. Okay. They are out of RAM.
Oh, that's always fun.
Okay, let me just send this over to them. I'm sure they probably already know, but yeah, it never hurts. Boom. Okay, so let's pretend like we just added this to the swap.
Yes.
Add provided liquidity. This would give me 12,500 tokens, right? Ah, no. Okay, it's calculated differently. So this would give me 2,400 CAIT, wax CAIT.
Just look at it on my phone on this part.
Okay.
Yep. Yeah, that looks right.
Okay, and so every 3 hours I would get a drop.
Yes.
So how much do you have staked?
I have about 0.1% of each of the pools just so I can do the calculations at the end of the week because right now that's still not automated either. Like for the APY on like how much it's actually dropping per like your percentage of the pool that you own.
Okay.
Right. So basically, I just hold just enough to run the calculations.
Yeah. Okay. So this, so you provide liquidity, you get drops every 3 hours, and how does that work actually? Where does that CAIT come from? So you have your Our Planet tokens, Our Planet
Yep.
NFTs. So let me just pull up on that side as well. And let's load up CAIT. Boom. And you have a bunch of Aether unclaimed.
Yeah, I need to do that today.
Yeah. So how does this
so-
work? So you just go in, you claim the Aether, sell it on Alcor, buy new CAIT tokens to send out to the LP stuff, or like does
So
it get?
basic.
Yeah.
So yes and no. So we use the Kate airdrops account, which is what you are on to sign up for. Like to sign up for the drops themselves. That also signs you up for like normal airdrops that we do. So like we've dropped Kate G, which is our governance token, blocks from CXC World, and Kate, obviously. So those are like the three that we've dropped so far that haven't been like our own token. And then, yeah, so sorry. So the LP and the Aether. So we claim the Aether whenever we do. It's normally once or twice a day. We convert that to wax. And then when that wax enters Kate token wax, it will mint new Kate tokens, basically. Sorry, we send it to Kate token res. My bad. We send that to our reserve account and then it transfers it over to Kate token wax. And so that's what mints the new tokens. Those tokens then get added to the airdrops pool and get sent out to LP providers, or they get dropped for whatever reason we need to.
But that's not 100%, right? You use some stuff to keep building
Yep.
and building and building, right? How is
Correct.
that ratio?
It's about 70-30. So about 70% goes back to drops and to LP and to other stuff, and then 30% gets basically saved in K token wax and spent on new things. Like we just got our first Alien Worlds land
Yeah, that's
a couple
so
days
cool.
ago. And so we're going to be able to do like contests, drops just based on the land, people on mining. We have been approved to do like the special promo drops from the land too. So once that's up and running, that'll be something that I hope will draw more people in too. So
Yeah, man, when I heard that, I was like, what? I've been thinking about getting an Alien World land for so long, but it's so expensive, man.
it's super expensive.
But so cool at the same time, and I have so many ideas for stuff to do with it. But yeah, this isn't about me. This is about you today. Super cool. I'm really happy for you that you got to do that. But like a 70-30 split that means that you are not growing as fast as you could, but you're also
Correct.
rewarding the people more, so it's more incentivized to join and build up the pool. So
Yep.
it's a delicate balance, I guess.
Yeah, okay, I should probably be a little bit more clear. It ranges between 60-40, 80-20. but it generally lands around that 70-30 mark.
Yeah.
Just based on like is bought prospectors lands yesterday, so like we needed a little bit more wax, so we have 3 prospectors lands for when the new one comes out in October, and that just basically means that everything from today is going to go right back into the reserve and mint more tokens for next week's drops.
Yeah, pretty cool. And how many people are running CAIT right now?
We have 11 team members,
Wow.
including myself. Um, we have an Indonesian community as well, about 100 people. Most of them actually came over from Fuse with us, and they were kind of the first recipients of like the Alien Worlds tools and all that stuff. So that's kind of went a little bit further than like, so
That's pretty
for
cool.
other people,
Yeah,
right?
that's
So it's been fun.
nice. Because all these projects, and some are really passive, like our planet, as
Mhm.
unless you want to craft and be on top of that, that takes a lot of time and dedication. But yeah, how will you do stuff like the prospectors land? Is that just an investment to flip, or because it doesn't
Nope.
sound
So
like that?
no, we actually have a prospecting alliance thing or guild already. I actually don't play prospectors, but we have 2 of our team members who are running like a prospectors guild for Kate. So they will be like the main contact points. That would be Cornflake and Niels. And so we actually did a little promo drop, bring people in, and so we're just trying to build up our prospectors guild for when the next drop comes. So yeah.
That's pretty cool. So how's like the value divided between all the projects? Because we've heard Alien Worlds, Our Planet, now Prospectors. What else did you dip into, and how is it like in ratios towards each other?
Okay, so I don't have entirely
I don't need.
updated numbers because
Yeah, I don't need this specific. I'm just trying to get like a general overview of like what are
so
the areas that you're focused most on.
yeah, so we have an uplift land that we're building up on Lundom. We also have a few from our team members that are also building specific or interesting things on Genesis. One of our devs has a little Kate block on his rail plot on Genesis. Um, we also are pretty heavily into the Metal War game. Um,
Ah,
we
yeah.
have about we have about 40% of the LP on the swap tokens on those.
Wow.
And it's been pretty good. Like it's been a pretty good rise in return for us. So that's anything that comes in though is really cool because then we get to like just spread it out to all of our
Yeah.
users, which is really cool.
It seems like you're
Um,
on the right spot at the right time. A lot of times, I need to follow you more closely.
yeah, like
Because
basically the idea is that we do the research so that you don't have to, and you get some of the passive rewards from when we do all that work. That's
yeah,
kind of like the super basic level of it is just we do all this stuff on the back end. If you hold Kate and we do well, then your success will be our success and
yeah,
vice versa, right? So when we get new people coming in and they're like, hey, have you seen that? Have you seen this new project? One new one that we're looking at right now is EnviroBlocks. Looks pretty cool. I haven't really dove as
mm-hmm.
deep into it as I need to yet, but it looks pretty cool. Um, but yeah, like we just like trying to find different projects that are fun, interesting, unique is probably one of the best things is like we just want to find different things that are intriguing and
Mm-hmm.
have maybe a little bit more depth to them than certain things, right?
Yeah. Well, that's really cool. I need to pay more attention. I've been so busy, but it's like I see all sorts of new projects come in, and I remember just in case he's in chat here, I remember him posting the Metal War drop. It's like, I found this crazy thing. I think it's a Russian team. I'm going to YOLO it and see if it's something. And I looked at it. I looked at my Axe wallet and I was like, not much there. I'm not going to risk it. Let's pass on this one. And then, yeah, like a few weeks later, stuff starts happening, and I get messages like, "Hey, can you build a tool for Metal War?" I'm like, huh? Did that launch? Did that do anything? And I start to look, and it's like, I look on Atomic Hub, and the prices for a wolf are 1,200 wax, and I'm like, that's pretty pricey. And I go talk about it, and I go back and I check, and it's 2,000 wax. I'm like, okay, now it's definitely out of my price range. But yeah, so I
Yeah.
bought 2 wolves today for 800 something since they dropped
Hey,
a
there you
bit.
go.
So yeah, I've been
So you
getting
want to
so
know?
many. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
No, no. I just wanted. I've been checking the community for a bit, and yeah, lots of passionate people, and I was like, okay, if I can find an entry point and a spot where my wallet isn't empty, I'm going to jump in. So when I saw that the prices dropped a bit, I was like, okay, let's see what this is all about, and because I've read, I knew the basics, I've read about it, but it's not until you actually do it that you're like confronted with the ups and downs and what goes into it. So yeah.
Yeah, like I think so. One of my most embarrassing moments that I've done is like, so right when I discovered the Metal War stuff, probably like right after Justin talked to you, he talked to me, I think probably. And I was like, I looked into it. I'm like, all right, this seems good. So I bought a few of the packs, and I ended up sending one to the wrong address.
Oh man, that hurts.
And I was like, oh, it's only 900 wax. It's not the end of the world. Like it sucks, but like whatever.
Yeah.
And now you go look at the price on those packs and it's like 26,000 wax or something like that. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, I know.
okay.
That really
So,
hurts.
somebody got a free hamster pack, I think it was.
Wow, that that really, because I had that happen with my wife. I was out and
Yeah.
something happened with blockchain, and I needed her to send me an FT because I sent her Aether to craft something as well. And I was like, okay, you can have that. But then blockchain got discovered. I was like, I need that FT to complete my build. Send it to me. And I was rushing her, and she had like the first letter was uppercase on her mobile phone, and it just sent it to a
Yeah.
different address. So it's like
Yep.
lost, and it's not insane, but it's still a lot of money. You know, it's so sad when that happens. So like one of the things that I want to do is like build a better wallet experience. It's like you have people that you send stuff to. They are not strangers, or if it's someone new, there is a way to like do something small to verify that it's linked and it's just saved, and not just a wax address, but have like a proper name that you know the person by, because you might not send them something every week, but once every 2 weeks, and might not remember the address. It's like I use Atomic Hub's friend feature for that now. It's like my address book, and I know the icon of the people, so I pull the addresses
Yep.
from there. But like there are so many horrible experiences still in all these blockchain stuff that I'm like, why they can be resolved so easily. So that and every time that I hit into something and I have a bad experience, like I write it down, note it for myself, and I'm gonna fix that later. And I just go by my checklist. So
Yeah.
let me check.
No, I
Sorry,
oh,
go
go on.
ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I
I
think
was
that that's a
gonna
really
like,
cool idea.
yeah, I was going to check the chat because I've seen some things roll by, and I want to make sure that people know that I'm not ignoring them. So let's see if there are any questions. When staking NFT for CAIT? Yeah, who knows? Let's see. There's a CAIT drop tonight, right? Says Micah. Uh,
Yes, there's a CAIT drop tonight at in about 4 hours,
so
give or take a few minutes.
are those the new pack drops?
Yes, those are the
Okay.
new pack drops.
Send me the old link. I'll go over them as well in a bit. It's another way to
Yeah.
get and speculate on CAIT a bit. Let me see. I was curious why CAIT is only in the swap but not in the market, asks Tech Geek.
So the original reason for that was basically it's easier to control the swap than it is the market for now. But the market's opening up on July 1st, and that'll be open to everybody. That'll be a Wax CAIT and probably a TLM CAIT pairing, and we'll probably do a Dust CAIT pairing as well.
An Aether
Um,
CAIT? No? Too volatile?
Aether CAIT is coming. Yeah, it's
Okay.
coming. It's just not there yet.
Okay.
We want to make sure that everything is proper and right before we go ahead and jump over there. Here, let me just find. Oh, it's on my iPad. That's why.
Yeah, no rush. I'm going through the other questions here. Lots of hi guys. So hello everybody, and thank you for joining. And smash that like button if you haven't already. Let's see. Easy Gamer Live asks, when, how long will it take? I need some more context for that, I think. Justin, haha, yeah, it's so important to leverage each other with so much going on. Yeah, that's true. I've walked into Anders. Actually, Anders told me to join his Telegram once when I was looking into something on Wax, and he like pulled me into this entire world. So it was like I tweeted him a question. He's like, "Come ask me in person," because it was like a complicated thing about how the blockchain works and how some of the block producers work, etc. He's like, "Find me here in this any observation Telegram room." I was like, "Okay, random." I didn't even know that any observation was him back then. I didn't know of him, but I just found the Telegram room, asked some questions, saw a lot of cool stuff going on, and just dove in and never looked back. And there's a really great community there, probably similar to yours, where there's just people finding new stuff, sharing it with each other. And yeah, ever since he got stakeable on our planet, the community has grown a bit, but it's really nice to see like the core people didn't change that much. It's still the same people contributing, sharing stuff with each other. So that's really nice. And I see a few of those people from the community here as well.
Yeah, I felt bad because I have like 6 of like the legendary slices, and I realized I wasn't in his Telegram group, and I'm like, I should probably join your group.
Yeah.
He's like,
Last month's drop for like both the slices and like the mining event he did, it was so much fun. It's just I don't know why or what made it so special, but it was like hours of like hype and excitement and happy people. It was yeah, it's really I'm looking forward to the next drop, which I think is next week. Anders hasn't been feeling
nice.
too well the last few days, so I think he moved it to next week. So if you have slices for the past month, uh, watch his Telegram and stake on time. Usually he gives a heads up, and the NFTs are pretty cool as well, always. Let's see if we have any more questions. Let's see. Imagine you had the wrong pack delivery, and I have a moth here. Let's see. I missed the beginning, so apologies if it was asked, but I know Micah recently came over to Wax. Has his experience here exceeded his expectations? So did you catch that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I did. Yeah. I would say that it was kind of shocking, actually, like in a good way. I was just like, oh, there's all these people here. They're doing all these fun things, and it was just like, I want to be part of that. It's fun, right? Like it's just a big community where everybody's having a good time, staking, making extra on the side crypto, and being able to like just re-spend that into other people's projects is fun, right? Like, and you want to, it's been a lot of fun, and it's definitely exceeded expectations. And I wish I would have been here from the very, very beginning, but
Yeah.
oh well.
That's always the case, right? I wish I knew sooner. That's
Yeah,
for just
yeah,
about everything in crypto. It's like it's all amazing, and you just wish to be there sooner. I think he also means like from a technical standpoint. There was
yeah.
recently like the big vote going on with a competing blockchain. It was like, well, if it has fees, why would you go there? Because like that's one of the big things in Wax. Because I remember I joined 2 months ago, so I'm a recent Waxian. I joined because I saw the TLM listing, or the Alien World, the TLM listing technically on Binance. And after a few days, and I staked like 100 BUSD or something, and I got like tiny fractions of TLM. And after a few days, I was like, oh, I'm not getting much. Let's see what this is all about, right? And you dive in and you see the game. It's on Wax, and it's like, okay, so you mine and you get more than a fraction each time. Let's register an account, unstake from Binance because well, those dollars can be put to better use. And I was like, I told my wife, it's like, here I have staked $100. It gives me peanuts. I go to the game, I click the button once, and I get more than I get in like a week of staking on Binance. Something is wrong. And then I figured out like, okay, well, it's not the same token technically. And later it came, well, you can transport it, and yeah, I just dove in, and it was like, oh, this is pretty cool. The previous experience I had was just with Bitcoin. I mined it in 2011 when it just started, and I was like, I'm getting 0.2 every 4 days. This is taking too long, and I quit after 3 weeks, and I don't have the wallet. So yeah,
Yeah,
that was rough.
I was a very early Bitcoin person too, and I definitely lost my wallet from 2012, 2011.
Yeah, it was just
And
like fun, right? It was. I
yeah,
remember reading a story. It was a text story for a guy that was going to cross the United States using just Bitcoin. It was at the time when Bitcoin was trading for just about $1, right? $1.
Yeah.
And they used like hundreds of it to buy gas, and it wasn't like the crazy pizza story, but it was still like, here, can I trade you 500 Bitcoin for a little bit of gas to make it to the next gas station? Yeah, sure, I'll gamble it, you know. And he did that. He crossed the United States. I tried to find that article years later, but I never found it. So, but that was like my first contact with Bitcoin, and yeah, it wasn't until like a few months ago that I found out that I still had something on Slush Pool from like a rollover payment that I never claimed. I was like, okay, sorry. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And then I found the TLM, and yeah, and it all started rolling. And then like Wax was a pretty cool experience, because I remember like withdrawing that little bit of Bitcoin. It took 3 days for the transaction to clear.
Hmm.
So that was like, oh man, this is rough, man. How does this even work if you want to do this all the time? And then I had a friend of mine, after I told the Bitcoin story, he was like, you should check out Nano. And he sent me like a Nano, and he made a spot near where I live that I could claim, and introduced me to that. I was like, oh, that's cool. It's like 0 fees, instant transfers. Cool. And that's what I really, it's like, Wax is a lot like that, you know? It's like that there are no fees, it works in relatively high volumes, works well, uh, and then you run into CPU errors.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
once you have those covered, it's like it's a pretty sweet blockchain with lots of opportunity. It's just like looking at Atomic Hub. If you just look at the like the sales figures, I really like that they open it up, because people can get it anyway. So why not just make it like open for everybody, except and not just for the people that go digging for it. Just like looking at what kind of an economic, yeah, it's just amazing to see how much volume Atomic Hub does, and it's still
Yeah.
growing.
No, it's really cool. It's one of those things where it's like it's just organically creating value, and that's something that I like doing, and I like that as a goal, is where like if you can basically put your work into something and be rewarded for it, and everybody around you can, that's really cool, right? Like I think that what the guys at Our Planet, what the guys at Alien Worlds have been insane, right? Like if you think about it just on like a base level of like how money normally works,
Yeah,
it's just like the technical stuff is actually not even really the crazy part. It's like, so why is Aether worth so, like, why, right? Like you have you
yeah,
I was so confused like the first week. I'm like, so like I understood like the Trillium thing, because I'm like, okay, you have to go on, you mine, whatever, blah blah blah. And I'm like, what are they getting out of this? I don't get it. What, like, what's going on? And it was just like, oh, well, they're promoting all these other. It's really cool. Like I think it's a fun way to uh, organize a organic kind of economic system, if that makes sense,
yeah. Well,
without
for
being
for
too.
me, like Our Planet makes a lot more sense than Alien Worlds, value-wise, right? Because if you look
Okay.
at Our Planet, if you look at Our Planet, sorry, I need to drink something. I think if you look at Our Planet, there is like the value is purely driven by the people that use it, right? It's the
Mhm.
players that decide the price of Aether. There is a little bit of speculation, but mostly like people that are invested anyway because they get it. There's not much people that don't play the game that speculate on Aether. While it was a really easy target to speculate on for a long time. Um, so you can see there is like a lot of demand for Aether, because what do you do with Aether? You use it to craft. And what do you get from crafting if you're in the first 600? And that is such a key part of it as well, because it creates like an immediate demand that drops off, but it makes it really spiky. So it makes the Aether price spiky, because demand skyrockets like a thousandfold. So you
Yeah.
have something that is really in high demand, so that drives up price. So that makes sense, because the thing that you get from it will give you back more Aether. So it's like a recurring thing that feeds itself. With Alien Worlds, while it's really cool, the whole governance part that they're doing and some of the things they have planned, right now It's a button that gives you TLM, and the only thing that you can really do with it is sell it, because it doesn't make sense to use the shining, for instance, because it's just
Yeah.
the value that's allocated to the coin right now that it has makes it not feasible to use it for anything else but selling.
Yeah.
So
Well,
there's nobody in his right mind that would spend hundreds of dollars just to make a thing shiny that has little effect. Because even if there's like the mint number ones for the special shines, they are really cool.
yeah.
But the people that play the game don't care about the mint number ones, because I've seen like the mythic number ones and number twos. People have been trying to sell them for months because people just don't buy it because it has a mint number, because it's not a collectible really. It's a
Yeah.
utility, and that's really cool, because like the utility NFTs in my mind are where it's at, and the more utility something has, the cooler it becomes. And that's also like the genius of our planet. It's like they're an accidental genius, really.
Yeah,
Because
yeah. I think that's more what it is, because it's like now I 100% agree with you, but like back in March,
Mhm.
I think that it would be really easy to say, well, Alien Worlds has more stuff, like it has more like before they released the rigs and stuff, it was
Mhm.
kind of like, okay, well, you buy certain creators NFTs, you stake them, but like I was stuck in the point of like, what are they getting out of people just depositing the NFTs back into their system? Because
Yeah.
I hadn't discovered the generator and all that stuff
Mhm.
yet. I'm like, I don't get it. Like,
Yeah.
why? And
They
then with
get
the
you.
rigs, yeah,
Yeah.
and then it was like, oh, this all makes sense now, right? Like it definitely is quite a bit further advanced. I will say that on March, I believe it was 18th, I spent 500 TLM to shine a abundant face, because I was like, this is only 8 wax, no big deal, right?
Yeah.
And then like two
Yeah,
weeks
but
later, it came out on Binance, and I was like, oh, whoops,
yeah, but exactly. But those are the ratios where it makes sense.
yeah,
If you earn like 100 wax, if you play the game the entire day and you're like you're going at it like crazy, grinding it out, and you get like 100 TLM in a day or 150, and you work 4 days for it to shine, perfect, right?
yeah,
That makes sense. But if you have to right now mine for months to get that same
yeah, it's
value,
yeah.
and you can sell it for actually a lot of money, it doesn't make sense. So they recently reduced the rate, but it's still not.
It's still
Yeah,
insane, right? Like I think if you were gonna if I was to design it, I'd probably be like 5 TLM to shine something like for that first level. Because like
yeah,
yeah, that's still a lot, but like that's reasonable, right? Like that's like a reasonable amount that you're like, okay, well, I want
yeah,
mine to be cool, right?
yeah.
And like I think they could have probably added some sort of like, well, when you shine it, it also gets, some sort of, you get like a small bonus on how
It
much you
does
mine or
that.
something.
It does that, right? Yeah, for the
It
tools, it
does.
does that. So like
Yeah.
I have a large explosive that shined. I bought it like that. I would not. I would unshine it if I could.
Yeah.
But it has like a very small reduction on the timer, and there are
Yeah.
ones that give you like a better stats boost and stuff like that. Yeah. So it does do a little bit, but yeah, the ratios don't make sense right now.
Yeah. That's the important part, right? Like it's just
Okay.
like it could be more fun. They just need to offer a little bit more, right? On those kinds of things.
Yeah. It's been really cool talking about all this stuff, but I think we're getting a bit off track right now. I feel like I could talk to you for the rest of the night. So I wanted to check out one of those drops, because that's something else that you did. You sent me the info, but not
Yeah,
an
we
actual
don't.
drop link, right?
Yeah, the drop link should be coming up probably right after we're done with with this conversation.
I
So,
thought I could just go to the old one, or don't you want it?
oh yeah, you can go. Hold on, let me find it
I
real
just
quick.
want to show like the mechanics and talk about it for a bit, because it's.
Totally. Let's see here.
Let me just pull this off.
Copy.
Meanwhile, I'm reading a bit of the chat again. Tech Geek asks, any projects Kate is eyeing that we can get in early on? Well, first of all, I would recommend join his Telegram. If you click on the link on my tool, the Telegram and white paper are linked, so you can join his Telegram. And I'm sure that everything flows through there as well. What is the best way to get up to date about the stuff that you do? Do you have like a daily vlog? Do you tweet out some cool stuff, or what's the best thing?
So yeah, you guys can follow us on Twitter. It's at CAIT Token with two T's, not one. And then our Telegram group. We also have a news and announcements channel on Telegram. I can link that in the chat here. Hold on. And then we also have. I also write a weekly or semi-weekly update on Publishocks that gets posted everywhere. Let's see here, announcements.
If you send it to me, I'll drop it in the chat because I think YouTube will block links.
Oh, right. Yep. Here. So this is the news one.
Let me copy link. Boom. This is the link in the chat.
And here is our default group.
Yeah, and this is the one that's linked in on the site as well. Cool. So I have the two drops that you did before pulled up here, and they're still open.
Yep.
Will you take them down, or?
Yeah, these are closing tonight once we drop the new one.
Okay, so do I actually have a balance? Yes, I do. So I can buy these. Tell me about these. Were these the first? Sorry, were these the first drop that you did, or is this like an evolution already?
Yeah, this was already an evolution. So what these ones do is basically, and they're like the same system that's behind these ones are behind the ones that we're dropping today. But basically, inside they have 5 NFTs, and they are either a NFT that can be exchanged directly for CAIT, or it's another pack that you can open up and do the same thing again, right? So the idea on these ones that they had a range from 1 CAIT all the way up to 1,000, and different ratios for different slots. And basically, when you open them up, you basically get the 5 NFTs, and then you can send those and exchange them directly for CAIT, or you can hold on to them in your account to see if the price will eventually go up or something like that, right? Because it's a fun little system that is it's basically gamified buying tokens, if that makes sense, right? Because like, yeah, sure, you can go onto Alcor and buy a certain number of tokens. That's cool, but like if you can make that more interesting or more fun, then I think that's a selling point. Now with these guys, there was a little bit of feedback that some of the packs kind of had like a little bit of a feel bad if you got like a bad roll. So these new ones that we're dropping today they have less variability. They're yeah, I've got it written down.
We're about to find out now if it's a feel bad or not.
Yeah, let's see if this is a feel bad or if this is a feel good.
So what was the? I didn't even check how much I needed to break even.
Let me check real quick. Where's Alcor?
I think this is like 22 wax worth, right?
Yeah, let's see what you got. Oh boy, it's small. So you got 25, 25. Yeah, so like that would be what I would consider a feel spec.
Well, I added some extra to the wallets or to the treasury, right?
Yeah. And so here's the other thing though that's a little bit harder to like kind of understand if you're just buying packs for the first time. Mm-hmm. That like, yeah, you may not have the best these ones weren't the greatest, and I will be the first one to admit that. I'm sorry. But when you actually add that to LP over like about a 2 to 3 week period, you should be back to where it would be if you would have just bought them off the market, which, yeah, that kind of sucks. But like, we are basically rewarding you for buying our stuff. Is the end of the story, right?
Yeah, I actually hit the minimum, so like the same experience as I get when I open rig packs for our planet. So yeah. Yeah.
No, we got pretty lucky on our last Our Planet opening. We on the last drop, I think we ended up getting 5 small packs and 1 big one, and we ended up getting 2 mythic rigs out of that.
That's so cool.
And I was like, all right.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So that moved us ahead quite a bit, actually. I was just like, huh,
So I have
well,
these NFTs now.
yep.
What do I do? I send
So
them,
if
right?
you're on a, yep, if you're on Atomic Hub, you can transfer them to CAIT token res. I'll just type that in the chat real quick. So
Yeah, I got it here. I
okay,
can use the autocomplete on blocks, so that's good for something.
perfect.
Let's go to my inventory. Let's say transfer. And I can send them all at the same time, right?
Yep.
Oh, I got a
No
Pierce
memo required.
Brosnan NFT. Woohoo! Yoshi
Ooh.
drops. Make sure you have two. It's too late now, but if you had
Yeah.
two coins, you would get this nice Pierce Brosnan. That's pretty epic. They're doing some cool stuff. So okay, so I send it to K Token Res.
Yep. And
Does it
then
need a memo or?
no memo is required.
Okay. So I'll think about making something for that as well. Just a mental note. I should probably cat one of them just so that I have something. Okay, so now I go to blocks. Cool, and they're all in the same transaction, and here you can see that I got the K tokens. So now I can go back to Alcor, and I could provide liquidity if Alcor was working. Ah, now I don't have enough. Okay.
So okay, here's a fun thing that you can do. All right, and this is something that we do tell some people who don't really have like a bunch of extra wax or a bunch of dust already saved up. Is what you can do is you could say swap half of the CAIT for dust, because then you'll get equal amounts, right?
Mhm.
And then add to that pool, and then you'll get rewards every 3 hours, and that goes into your account, and then basically you just repeat that process over and over again, and that will eventually grow
Woohoo!
because you're getting proportion.
I provided liquidity successful.
Woo!
So where's my Kate? When drop?
When drop? Let's see. I think the next one is. Let's see. CAIT. When was the last one? Last one was at 2 o'clock. Wait, 1 o'clock. So in about 45 minutes, you'll get a drop.
Okay, cool. I don't think we'll be on by then, but yeah, I'm looking forward to getting my first drop. I've held on to that Kate way too long, but I wanted to like make it a complete thing, get all the info, you know. So is there
Oh,
any?
I do have.
Yeah.
Go on. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering, is there any other way to interact with Kate? Because we have the liquidity pool, so somebody can just buy Kate if they want it,
Yep.
and then stake it to reap the rewards, and you sign up for the drop. You have the drops, and the new one will come soon. You should probably send me the link so that I can put it in the link for this video as well.
Yep. We'll do.
What is there another way to interact with Kate?
So we have built up our token staking system, like direct staking. But we're still working on the interface for it because it's going to be a little bit more complicated than just going to Alcor and clicking the button, right? So we have to make sure that it's a little bit more
You know who you're
user
talking
friendly.
to, right? Yeah.
Yeah, right. So we just need to make it user friendly. And at the moment, all the smart contract is ready to go. Everything is ready to go. We just haven't announced that. Well, we've announced that it's coming. We just haven't announced like when it's coming, and that we're looking for that probably in the next few weeks, and that'll be up. And then we are also hoping to be able to sell specific NFTs with CAIT
Yeah, that would be cool.
in the relatively near future. So
because like creating utility for your token is what would further drive adoption, right? Get the word out further, because the more things you can do, and that just goes back to like our planet, right? The way they amplify other projects, the way they give existing things more meaning. It just the more things you can do with something, the more desirable it gets. So if I can use my Kate not only to put it in an LP pool, but actually have an incentive to swap in and out because I want to buy something with Kate, etc. Yeah, the stronger the token gets.
Yeah, we're looking to be doing some partner drops with that at some point. And so that is all. It's still a little bit up in the air, but it is coming. It's just when I'm not
Hmm.
100% sure yet,
And
because
why
there's a
would
little
you?
bit.
Yeah, sorry.
Yep,
Why would
there's just
you?
a little bit of. Go on.
I was just wondering something that stuck in my mind is like, why would you do straight up Kate staking, like staking the token? What would be the benefit for you where people stake it, and why would people want to do that over providing the liquidity pool, other than not having to put up any wax?
So the staking is going to be auto compounding, so you're not going to have to sit there and do it every day.
Hmm.
So it's more of a click and forget rather than the LP is a little bit more for people that are more active. So it's just opening up another option for people is really the long term of it. It'll have uh, it'll have a specific set amount too that you're going to get at the end of the term, at the end of the staking term.
So it's a
So it's
lock.
a little bit,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's going
a
to be a
locked
locked.
staking. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we're just we're open to just open up more opportunities, more different things. We're just trying to bring as many different DeFi protocols to Wax so that even if it's not something that is 100% necessary for us all the time, it gives us the option to offer that to other people too, which is really cool.
Okay. Cool. Is there anything else that you would like to say or announce, or something that I forgot to ask, didn't cover?
Yeah, just two little things real quick. So if you are playing Alien Worlds, Nary 19.4 is our new land. We are having a collaboration with Alien Worlds and EOS USA to be providing custom drops on that land. It's not up yet, but it will be up soon. And when you get them, you can use obviously Nick's aw.io to claim your NFTs. And we also just got listed today on DApp Radar. We are number 15 on Wax, I believe, looking at it.
Cool.
And our full launch is coming July 1st. So stick around. We'll have all kinds of fun things coming.
Nice. Actually, the AW Butler that Michael from USA has, it doesn't use the Alien World system itself. So the NFTs will actually do get dropped directly into your wallets. You don't have to manually claim
Oh,
them.
perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That makes it a lot better.
Yep. I agree. Okay, cool. It was really nice having you here and talking about it. So to make me understand more as well. And I think if you have any news, do let me know and send a drop link. So I'll put it here and share it as well. Let me just check if there are any other lingering questions that we need to address. Tech Geek said, "Uh-oh, Nick's pet peeving sending manually." Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I saw the mBlue tweet about the Yoshi coins, where you have to send in your Yoshi tokens, either 2 or 30, to an address to get like the membership. I was like, okay, the odds of people either miscounting or doing stuff like that, it's just they are too. Why would you want to have something like that? Why would you open up, like, it's such a young project. Why would you open up yourself to a bad experience for your people when it's not that complicated, and it doesn't have to look great. People know that you're just starting out, but
Mm-hmm.
it's functional and it's cool that it works. But it's like it wouldn't take that much effort to make something that just makes it a so much better experience. No chance for typos, no chance for selecting the wrong amount. Those are the small mistakes that will happen that you can just prevent. And I really don't understand that mentality in all of crypto. It's like they're
Yeah,
like,
and that's why, yeah,
yeah,
that's why we haven't released staking yet.
yeah. It's like there are so many people that really want to get in this space because it's becoming more mainstream. Like crypto is in the news weekly in mainstream media, so people are bound to walk over and try to experience it. And it's like when all you see is like, okay, go to this website, look up contracts, and execute something. Like you lost 95% of your target audience.
Yeah.
And I know it's not rocket science, but for a lot of people that want to get into the space, it's like, even me, I'm very technical, but the first few days I was like, what is going on here? Why does this can't be real? Why? they can't expect you to do stuff like this, like build up JSON array strings, etc. Like there's people just using this on their phone. How are they supposed to do this? It's like
Yeah.
I can do this on my PC because I know exactly what it is and I know what to look for. But yeah, that's just me.
Yeah. No, I totally agree.
Okay. Well, it's been really nice having you here. Somebody said I purchased CAIT. Well, thank you for supporting Micah. It's really cool.
Thank you.
So yeah, thanks for coming on and talking about your project. I really wanted to get like a better understanding of what it does and all the ways that you can interact with it. And I hope that we answered some of those questions. If you still have any questions when you watch this video later or something, put them in the comments and we'll see if we can address it, or maybe do another one in a bit of time to see where we're at.
Totally. That sounds great.
Okay, well, it's been fun having you, and have a good night, everybody. Bye-bye.
All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.
And that's the end.